to everyone who is going to buy a book. My name is Christine Byrne, and I live in Menlo Park with my husband and two beautiful daughters and our mischievous dog. And before I read a few excerpts from my essay, I would like to just take a moment to thank Mickey Nelson, who's not here tonight, but is in spirit, and everyone in the Nothing But the Truth family. Their devotion and their vision is truly remarkable, and it has been an honor to be a part of the project. And, please go and buy many copies. This is called Staring Down. I caught a woman looking down my shirt yesterday. I was leaning over my bike, fiddling with the row of numbers on my lock. The top of my gray sweatshirt was gaping open, and since I had forgotten my reading glasses, the securing process was taking a while. She really had time to stare. When our eyes met, I wanted to tell her things, details I had no business relating to a total stranger. I was almost grateful when she pretended to be absorbed by the zipper on her jacket. Otherwise, I might have said something. I had considered reconstruction. I was ignorant about the details and couldn't fathom a life without breasts. A friend who had been through a similar diagnosis a few years prior phoned me and said, "I'm really happy with my results. You can come over and look if you want." I spent hours online studying pictures and reading blogs. Autologous tissue surgery is an inaccurate term. The word should be surgeries, as in at least 2 surgeries, sometimes 5. Last week at my younger daughter's preschool, it was my turn to stare. Another mom and I were crawling around on the floor, and I could not avert my eyes. Her breasts, supported by lavender lace, were achingly beautiful, and my heart sank as I pictured the abandoned top drawer of my dresser. The intensity of my envy made me blush and look away. Post-chemotherapy, I was no longer a good candidate for flap surgery. Implants were my only option. A friend came with me to the plastic surgeon's office, turning her chair sideways when it was time to open my gown. The doctor cupped my naked right breast casually, almost flippantly. He said if I decided to keep it, he could alter it to match the new one. His eyes narrowed as he examined me, his hands lifting my breast up an inch in order to demonstrate his vision of my future. "We can fix this droop pretty easily," he said. "By the time we're done, you'll match quite nicely." His words were meant to reassure me, maybe even cheer me up a bit. I was bald and weak and mourning my dead mother, but I would get a better body. I could still look good in clothes. But even through the fog of chemo, the more I learned about reconstruction, the more deeply I understood that it would not aid my healing. Neither implants nor microsurgery would make me feel whole again. The surgeons, with all their talent and skill, would be operating on the wrong part of my body. It was my heart and mind that would need restructuring, and only I could do that. As I slowly began to untangle from the barbed wire of treatment, the decision to decline both implants and prosthetics was, for me, the most authentic way to walk forward. I have friends who have chosen a different path, and I absolutely support those choices. I don't see myself as a radical, flat activist. On the other hand, I don't feel compelled to appear as if everything is fine. Everything is not fine. Breast cancer took my mother in November, my hair in December, and my breasts in February. The sharp blade of my grief could shred all the world's pink ribbons into a million tiny pieces. If you attend a Komen rally or an Avon walk, you might spot a t-shirt that reads, "Yeah, they're fake, the real ones tried to kill me." I understand why a woman would come to distrust and resent her breasts, but I never felt that way. My breasts were a beloved, powerful part of my womanhood. They produced copious amounts of milk for my daughters and provided me intense sexual pleasure. I miss them terribly, and my mourning process will be lengthy. I did not want this body. I did not ask for this loss. But the truth of cancerous ferocity is a story worth telling, even if the narrative sometimes makes. My closet has also had its share of goodbyes. Gone are the turtleneck sweaters or anything with a V-neck. My favorite sweatshirt is too big for me now, yet I continue to reach for it, soothed by its bulky silhouette. I can appear almost normal in its gray folds, so normal that I sometimes forget to be careful when bending down. The extra fabric shields me from the raised eyebrows of strangers in the supermarket. It insulates me against unexpected gusts of melancholy when I catch a glimpse of my reflection in store windows. This morning, my 6-year-old daughter came into my room while I was getting dressed. Normally, these intrusions are quick round trips from the playroom. She requests the hole punch or wants to know how to spell hammerhead shark, and then she's off again, legs and mind whirling. This time she lingered, and I felt her gaze on my chest, a place she has seen thousands of times. I breastfed her past her 2nd birthday. I was nursing her younger sister at the time of my diagnosis. Mom, are your scars always going to be there? Yes, honey. They'll fade as time goes on, but they'll always be visible. Do they bother you? No. I have a scar too. Remember that time I fell at Grandpa's house? It was a really big cut, remember? I needed 3 Band-Aids. She sits down on the floor and pushes up one leg of her ladybug pants. Her hands cradle her knee as she squints at the thin pink line I can barely discern. Her movements are slow, her expression tender. My daughter has long since forgiven her body for its trespass. See it, Mommy? See it? Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It doesn't hurt. And it reminds me of the time I was really brave. She leaves and I am left alone, standing shirtless in front of my full-length mirror. I bring my hands up to my chest, trace the scalpel's path with wistful fingers. Legend tells of Amazon women who never had to weep over the terse syntax of a pathology report. They willingly sacrificed their breasts to improve their prowess with bow and arrow. But when I finally meet my own gaze, no warrior looks back at me, just a pragmatic pacifist with a short haircut. I turn to face my closet. For weeks after the mastectomy, I could manage only shirts with buttons up the front. Today, the t-shirt slides down easily over straight arms. Out of habit, I look around for my gray sweatshirt, but after a few seconds, I give up searching. The day is bright and sunny, and my daughter is calling me from the next room. I decide to leave it.